All right, welcome guys again. I'm gonna be reading an article from Fansided. It's from Fansided, and the article is being very critical about Coach Prime. This is not from me. I'm just reading the article. Don't attack me. If you do attack, attack the article. But there are going to be certain things in the article that I do agree with, and there are going to be certain things that I do not agree with. So the title of the article is entitled Three Deion Sanders Mistakes That Have Cost Colorado a Real Shot at Going to a Bowl Game. And underneath the title is a subhead, and it says, a handful of questionable decisions made by Deion Sanders have Colorado sitting at a rough 4-5. All right, a rough 4-5. And this article was written by John Bueller from Fansided. Okay, so this is the first part of the article. It says that having Travis Hunter play both ways in September was not sustainable. Okay, in my personal opinion, I think it's okay. The guy, he can do it. He's capable. He's a good receiver and a good cornerback. But let's see what the article says. Let's see how they critique this decision by Coach Prime. It says that the article says this is a tad controversial, but we really have to talk about it. Travis Hunter is an unreal athlete on both sides of the ball for Colorado, but having him play both ways through the duration of the season, particularly initially, could have been to the team's overall detriment. Now, this is all hindsight, right? I don't think it's at the detriment of the team. I actually feel that him playing both sides of the ball, he invokes a level of confidence on both sides. So when you put him on the defensive side, I feel like the defense plays better. I feel like when you put him on the offensive side, it allows Shedeur to have more weapons. But I think in hindsight and looking back, we can now pinpoint and start to be overly critical about the decision. But if they were sitting at 7-2 right now, or if they were sitting at, I don't know, 6-3, would this article even be written? So everything is in hindsight. And I don't even think the decision to play Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball is the issue. The issue is as I've always said on these videos, the main issue is Coach Prime's philosophy on the offensive side of the ball. The emphasis on the pass game, to run pass plays by any means necessary, is the detriment to the team. Not playing Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball. That's not an issue. So I do not agree with that part. I feel as if better decisions were being made in terms of the X's and O's and the philosophical scheme, the philosophy behind the scheme of the offense. Because if you come in and you're hell-bent on passing no matter what, then you become very predictable, Coach Prime. However, if you come in with the mindset that we strive to be a balanced team with run and pass, but we will shift our focus depending on how the game goes. So you don't even have to be a prisoner of your own philosophy. Sometimes it's okay to change. But in Coach Prime's case, he's a prisoner of his own ideas and ideals. You know what I mean? Like he is fixated and he is a slave to, this is my son Shedeur, and I'd rather have 4 or 5 receivers than incorporate tight ends to help chip block, to give my son a little bit more time to throw the ball. He may not be able to throw for the deep ball to get it to elevate his statistics, but he will be protected, and my offense becomes a little bit more efficient. If you notice right now, Colorado's offense is not efficient. There's a lot of 3-and-outs, quick 3-and-outs as well. So what they're doing, when they get the ball on offense, they're not on the field that long. Then they're out. Then the defense has to come back. And people keep saying, well, the defense is horrible. No, the defense is actually good. The defense doesn't get much time to rest. They're back on the field in a matter of a minute because Coach Prime is pass. If you run 3 pass plays consecutively, especially with how the pace at which Colorado does it, it's like a quick paced offense. They're not huddling up and letting the clock run down. They're like, boom, first down, second down, third down. If they do not get the first down, then it's punt. Now your defense is back on the field again. So at times the offense has to operate efficiently to actually give the defense time to actually rest and be reinvigorated and energized to actually play defense effectively. And then the problem with that as well, with the Travis Hunter focus, if Travis Hunter is playing offense and he's 3 and out, he's back on defense again. So when is he getting a chance to rest? So that's more of my issue. Is Coach Prime's offensive philosophy. He's a defensive-minded guy. He played defense, so I don't even know why he has such a. I know he's the head coach, but he has such an influence on how they run the ball or how they run their offense, because they're not running the ball, which is a problem to me. It's always been a problem. I've always said that. So to me, this is hindsight, to look back and blame and say that playing Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball is a detriment to the team. I don't agree with that. All right, moving along with the article. The article says, you cannot blame him for getting hurt. When it says him, he's talking about Travis Hunter. You cannot blame Travis Hunter for getting hurt in the Colorado State game. But if he is a cornerback first, then why play wide receiver? Well, he can play wide receiver because he's a damn good receiver. That's why. He's an athlete. He's hybrid. He can do it all. It's just he's probably a better cornerback than a receiver, but on a collegiate level, he can beat most DBs. He's that good. He's that good of a two-way player. Now, I don't know what happens if and when he goes to the pros, if he's going to be able to sustain that. But right now, in the college level, in the college ranks, I think he's okay. So I don't necessarily agree with that just because he's a cornerback that you have to stick him there. But then again, the offensive philosophy of Prime is that he needs as much weapons on the outside as much as possible, because he's all about the air raid. He's all about pass. He does not give a damn about running, which is kind of crazy. I've never seen it. Even teams that are pass heavy, they run the ball a healthy amount of times, and he doesn't. There was a person that left a comment on my page too, saying that the offensive line is bad. Did I have it wrong that the offensive line they can't run block? Look at the statistics, sir. Actually, if you look at the statistics, even though it's a small sample size, running plays, not what Shedeur does, the running plays, the running backs do gain 4.2 yards a carry. That's not bad. That's positive. You act like they're gaining they're averaging a negative outcome with the run, as if it's negative 4 yards a run. That's not the case. Coach Prime is deliberately not choosing to run, not because his offensive line can't run block. Hell, his offensive line can't pass block, but it doesn't stop Coach Prime from continually passing the ball, does it? So that whole framework that you're trying to set up, sir, doesn't necessarily work here. Because if you're saying they can't run block, that's why they don't run, then why pass if you can't pass block? So let them not do anything. Don't pass or run. Just sit there and get delay of game after delay of game, and don't run a play, and just give the ball up. Then that's not the way the game is played. You work with what you have. In football, the offense has a two-pronged approach to an offense in any football, whether it's pee-wee football, junior high, high school, college, or pro. You can either run the ball or pass the ball. Now, you can do them in different ways, but it's a two-pronged attack. And right now, Coach Prime is limiting the potentiality of his team by being one-dimensional. That's the problem with Colorado, not playing Travis Hunter both ways. That's the least of their problems. Moving on with the article. It says, nobody is that well conditioned as this many snaps were not sustainable. How do you know no one's well conditioned? Have you tested everybody on the planet to see who's that well conditioned? What about those guys in the Olympics that run for like 5 hours without stopping? Normally we would think no one can do that. There are people who have super, I guess, above average, above normal condition. I think Travis has that. He plays in spurts. He can do it. If he couldn't do it, he would call himself out of the game. He can do it. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean that he cannot do it. And how the hell do you know what's sustainable or not? So I don't agree with that part of the article. He says, okay, then again, the next part of the article, he says Sanders, Coach Prime, Sanders and him playing both ways. Hold up, Sanders and him. Okay, nobody is that well conditioned as this many snaps were not sustainable. Sanders had him, okay, that's what he says. Coach Prime had him playing both ways in the Stanford game, the one that got away, which I will get to in a minute. The reason why that game got away had nothing to do with Travis Hunter. Yeah, he got burnt for a couple of plays, but what lost that game was Coach Prime not running the ball and killing the clock. You had a 29-point lead at halftime. Why not put pressure on Stanford to actually force them to be one-dimensional? Instead, you gave the game away by being one-dimensional, helping Stanford get more offensive possessions. Because, Prime, if you ate the clock up, you would put pressure on Stanford